U.S. military aircraft seen heading for North Korea amid fears World War III about to start. A U.S. Air Force attack radar aircraft has been spotted heading towards North Korea as fears mount World War III is about to start. A Northrop Grumman E-8 Joint Surveillance Target Attack Radar System, Joint STARS, is flying across South Korea towards its border with the north, according to a website that monitors air traffic. The plane is a United States Air Force airborne ground surveillance, battle management and command and control aircraft. It tracks ground vehicles and some aircraft, collects imagery, and relays tactical pictures to ground and air theater commanders. The White House told its B-52 long-range nuclear bombers and intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) units to be ready for war this week. The aircraft is believed to flying at about 29,000 feet over Chuncheon, the capital of Gangwon Province in South Korea. That is only about 40 miles from the border with North Korea. It is unclear what its purpose or final destination is, but the military plane is designed to spot and identify enemy targets for attack. The surprising development comes after North Korea repeated threats it was going to fire an H-bomb over the Pacific. The launch could be the final test the Hermit Kingdom needs to ensure it can hit the mainland U.S. with a nuclear-tipped ICBM. Donald Trump has vowed to stop that happening, threatening to totally destroy North Korea if it attacks either the U.S. or its allies. His defense secretary, Jim "Mad Dog" Mattis, also threatened a massive military response if North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong-Un makes the wrong move. Daily Star Online yesterday revealed the Pentagon will practice shooting down a missile over the Pacific over the next few days, raising expectations Trump is planning to blow the North Korean rocket out of the sky. North Korea has also held extremely rare mass evacuations and blackout drills in apparent preparations for conflict with the U.S. It appears both sides are gearing up for war to start in the coming days. The E-8 Joint STARS plane could be scoping out North Korean armor, artillery or missile sites near the border in preparation for attack. The crisis on the Korean peninsula appears to be at its worst for years. Kim has vowed to develop a nuclear missile capable of reaching mainland America, and Trump has pledged to stop him. Trump persuaded China and Russia to sign up to harsh new sanctions, in a bid to strangle off the trade and foreign cash Kim needs to fund his weapons program. But the trigger-happy regime has brushed off the measures, saying it will plow on with its missile program even if it faces 1,000 years of sanctions. The sworn enemies now appear to be on a collision course, with both using similar aggressive and apocalyptic language. If neither backs down, war seems inevitable, and Trump may now be preparing for this eventuality. Security experts have warned Trump millions will die in hours if he attacks North Korea. U.S. and South Korean aircraft have carried out dummy bomb raids, preparing for an attack on Kim and his henchmen. Even if the communist regime is yet to perfect its ICBM, it still has a fearsome arsenal of rockets and artillery pointing at South Korea and Japan, where tens of thousands of U.S. troops are stationed. The E-8 Joint STARS may be carrying out surveillance of these missile and artillery positions, to determine if it could knock out Kim's counter-strike force before he can fire back.
A U.S. B-1B bomber flew over Seoul Air Base earlier today during the biannual Seoul Aerospace and Defense Exhibition 2017, a 6-day event to show off the latest in the defense industry. The B-1B left Andersen Air Force Base in Guam to be escorted by South Korean F-15K fighter jets as it passed over the Korean peninsula. This is the second time this month that the U.S. has deployed its B-1B bombers to the country amid heightened tensions with North Korea. The long-range aircraft are state-of-the-art bombers that can fly from Guam to the Korean peninsula within 2 hours.
So let's start with Washington's latest show of force against North Korea. The U.S. flew 2 B-1B strategic bombers over the Korean peninsula late Tuesday. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff say the bombers flew from Andersen Air Force Base in Guam and entered the Korean Air Defense Identification Zone at around 8:50 p.m. Joined by South Korean F-15K fighters, the B-1Bs simulated air-to-ground missile firing over the East Sea. The South Korean military added that the regular deployment training is aimed at enhancing extended deterrence capabilities against North Korea. Late last month, the US flew B-1Bs over international waters close to North Korea's east coast.
The United States has once again said it will never accept North Korea as a nuclear state. U.S. Defense Chief James Mattis, who is visiting Seoul, said Pyongyang's nuclear and missile programs serve to undermine, not strengthen, its security. Kim Hyun-bin starts us off.
North Korea's nuclear and ballistic missile threats topped the agenda on Saturday at the annual 49th Security Consultative Meeting in Seoul. To better counter those threats, South Korea's Defense Minister Song Yong-moo and U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis agreed to increase the deployment of U.S. strategic assets around the peninsula on a rotational basis, and to enhance cooperation so Seoul can obtain and develop state-of-the-art military equipment. The two also shared views on the transfer of wartime operational control from Washington to Seoul, one of the key goals of the Moon Jae-in administration.
Secretary Mattis and I agreed to consider the timing and conditions of a condition-based OPCON transition. We will continue to work, develop and refine plans on this issue in time for the next SCM.
Mattis pulled no punches on North Korea, calling Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program illegal and unnecessary. He also stressed that Washington wants to find a diplomatic solution to the nuclear crisis, but military force remains an option, if need be.
The United States does not accept a nuclear North Korea. Diplomacy remains our preferred course of action, but as I have repeatedly emphasized, our diplomats are most effective when backed by credible military force in this sort of situation.
Mattis also took the opportunity to warn Pyongyang against the idea of ever trying to use its nuclear weapons offensively.
Make no mistake, any attack on the United States or our allies will be defeated. Any use of nuclear weapons by the North will be met with a massive military response, effective and overwhelming.
This year's Security Consultative Meeting marks the first since President Moon Jae-in and Donald Trump took office earlier this year. The 50th SCM will be held in Washington in 2018.